We're with you live here from the Don Haskins Center in El Paso, Texas, on the campus of the University of Texas at El Paso. It's another day of Gamecock women's basketball here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Logan Maddox with you on this Thursday night in the Lone Star State, as Jacksonville State is set to take on UTEP for the second time this season and the first time ever on the road here at the Don Haskins Center in El Paso. Gamecocks and UTEP tied along with a group of other squads in the conference standings right now at 5 and 8. And as we get closer and closer to the end of the regular season, every game is of the utmost importance. It's important that Jack State comes out on top in this one. And they'll have the same starting lineup that we saw last week in the big win over FIU. Rachel Johnson back in the starting lineup, and of course you got to put her back in after scoring a career-high 25 last Saturday at the Pete. Elsie Harris running point, the redshirt junior from Mobile in the lineup, along with the junior from Montgomery, Brianna Rhodes, who leads the team in scoring and rebounding. Crystal Eisen has had quite a few good performances here down the stretch in CUSA play. She gets the start today, and Madison McCoy, the 6-foot senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, rounds out the starting lineup this evening for Jacksonville State. Starters about to be announced for the UTEP Miners. Jack State 10 and 15 on the year. Gamecocks 5 and 8 in conference play. UTEP 10 and 16, also 5 and 8 in league action. Jacksonville State wearing the black unis. We'll have more on that in just a moment. They're currently in their huddle as the hype video plays here in El Paso. Gamecocks led by 11th year head coach Rick Petrie, 11th year assistant Eric Wise, first year assistants Destiny Thomas and Kayvon Towns, director of basketball ops Harley Cook, and graduate assistant Preston Odom. And the starters for UTEP being announced, and first out is the Jacksonville transfer, Aaron Wilson, scored in double figures in the first time these two teams met this year. Yvonne Tenasaye, a person that I don't believe we saw play in the first meeting earlier this year. That was back on the first day of this month. Jack State won 70-62 in that one, trying to sweep the Miners today. After that, it's Aaliyah Stanton, the short point guard, super quick for the Miners. Then Luisa Vidrova. Vidrova hasn't put up eye-popping numbers this year, but she's played in all 26 games for UTEP. And then one of the best players in Conference USA rounds out the starting lineup for UTEP, Jane Asinde, the Wichita State transfer who followed head coach Keitha Adams from WSU. She has been phenomenal, nearly averaging a double-double this season, her first at UTEP. We'll see what they can do. We'll see what the Gamecocks can do in this big-time conference clash. The first of two games here in the Southwest this weekend between Jacksonville State and conference foes. The Gamecocks will make the trip to New Mexico State on Saturday to meet the Aggies. Jack State wearing those black unis that were aforementioned. It's got the Jack State stacked logo on the front in white letters with red trim, red numbers with white trim around those numbers, and red stripes and white outline down the side of the uniform. UTEP still in their huddle. Of course, the Miners coached by 17th year head coach Keitha Adams, 27 in her career. This is her first year back at UTEP after leaving to take the job at Wichita State several years back. This is their breast cancer awareness night game, so they're wearing the pink UTEP uniforms. It's got the numbers in navy blue along with UTEP spelled out across the chest of the jersey. Jane Asinde at the line, the 6'2" African, going up against the 6-foot forward Brianna Rhodes. The opening tip is won by Asinde and the Miners. It falls in the backcourt to Aaron Wilson, and we are underway in the Sun City. Wilson takes it to the right wing. She'll jump back to the left. Now pass to Vidrova for three. She sinks it. And 13 seconds in, UTEP's got their first points, 3-0. By the way, a final coming in from Jacksonville. The men lost to UTEP tonight, 72-65. Women's squad will try to get revenge for them as Elsie Harris tries to knot it up with a three, but it's off the rim and out of bounds, last touched by Brianna Rhodes. Gamecocks with an impressive win last time out. That was on Saturday, an 80-63 victory over Florida International at home. Mentioned that Rachel Johnson had 25 points, had career high 7 threes, that is, as UTEP misses an open layup. Aaliyah Stanton too much on it. Rebounded by Elsie Harris. She'll take it down the floor. In the corner, Rachel's open for three. Off the rim and rebounded by UTEP. That shot went in time and time again in the second half last week. Stanton jogs down the floor. She'll pass to Wilson. Now to Asinde at the baseline. The all-conference player misses it off the glass. Rebounded by Wilson. And the former Dolphin puts it in the hoop to make it 5-0 UTEP. Minute 15 into this game, a 5-0 run to start for the Miners, but Jacksonville State looking to respond here. Harris, a chest pass to Johnson, now in the corner, pulling up long range is McCoy. And Maddie knocks it down, a corner three to make it a 2-point difference. Madison McCoy has continued to improve that part of her game this season. The three goes in early here in El Paso, and it's just a 2-point deficit. Looking for a stop here, Vidrova. Passes to Wilson on the left wing. Defense rotates around, they pass down low to Vidrova, layup good, high off the backboard. Brianna Rhodes couldn't slow her down defensively. As a result, lead increases by 2 for UTEP. Back to a 4-point game. Harris finds Crystal Ison in the corner, back outside to Elsie. Fakes a jumper, goes to a wide open McCoy, and Madison is just barely off the mark that time. Leah Stanton grabs that rebound for UTEP. This Miners team comes in losers of 5 of their last 7 games, but won last week over Sam Houston on Saturday. And Jane Asinde just beat Madison McCoy that time, and timeout taken early by Jacksonville State. Inside presence already showing for UTEP, and they lead it 9-3, 7:33 to go in the first period. Stay with us here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. And we're back with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. First period action underway, I should say, here from the Don Haskins Center on the campus of the University of Texas at El Paso. Jacksonville State trails 9-3. They put a couple more seconds on the clock, 7:35 officially left in this first period. Jacksonville State looking for their second win in their last 5. Remember, they had a 3-game losing streak coming into Saturday against FIU, but put that quickly behind them with a big second half. They'll try to claw back early in this one as they trail UTEP by 6 at the first timeout of this game. It's the second all-time meeting between the two teams. Again, Jacksonville State won back on the first day of this month, 70-62 in Alabama. That ended a 4-game losing skid for Jack State. They're on a winning streak this time around. In that big win against UTEP the first time around, it was big nights for Maya Barnes and Madison McCoy that set up the Gamecocks for success. Maya had a career-high 21 points. She made 8 of 12 shots, had 5 3-pointers, and Madison had 15 points, 7 of 12 from the field. Gamecocks coming off a huge upset of second-place FIU on Saturday night, but trailing early. We'll see what the adjustments are as we come back out of this timeout. The key on Saturday was sound play offensively by Jack State. So far, the offense has done well. The defense just hasn't been able to slow down a hot shooting Miner team. Gamecocks committed just 11 turnovers against FIU Saturday. That's the fewest they had in well over a month. The Gamecocks have the ball out of the timeout. It's Elsie Harris bringing it up, the point guard from Mississippi Gulf Coast. They find Rachel Johnson in the corner. A high pass to Ison on the right wing. Back to Rachel for 3. Got it! And Rachel Johnson makes it a one possession difference. It's 9-6. That is how good she can be when she's on from long range. Has her first points of the day, both of the baskets for Jack State from beyond the arc. And UTEP with it. They go to Tensai. Back outside to Stanton. They'll restart the play with 15 on the shot clock. Vidrova at the free throw line, long two, rims out. And rebounded by Elsie Harris. She lost it, picked up by Asia Barkley, and over to Elsie. 2-on-2, outside of Rachel. She'll fake a three and drive. Now kick it in the corner to Ison. To Barkley, now to McCoy. Going left side with it. A lot of quick passes here for Jack State. McCoy tries a three to tie it. No good, and out of bounds off of Rachel Johnson. Gamecocks with a stellar job on the opposite end, rebounding that previous possession. Thought for sure that Aaron Wilson would come away with it, but that time Elsie Harris had stayed with it. Came out of the scrum with the ball. Needing to stop, Aaliyah Stanton called for a charge. Lowered her shoulder into Harris and sent her flying. And Jacksonville State will have it after the first foul of this game. We saw plenty of that on Saturday as well. Jack State did a great job drawing fouls, especially in key points of that game early against FIU, and a big drawn foul by Elsie. Ison to Harris on the left wing. She'll step inside the arc. Now flared in the corner, a three for Crystal, too short. Tipped and rebounded by Elsie. Asia Barkley got a hand on it to keep it alive. She'll fake a baseline jumper. Kick it back out to McCoy. Madison down the right side of the lane. She lost it, picks it back up. 10 on the shot clock, and it's blocked out of bounds by Vidrova, and it went off the head of Madison McCoy. And that'll get a decent little crowd on this Thursday at UTEP. Even more into this game. Under 6 minutes to play in this first period. 9-6 your score, UTEP on top. Stanton running point. She'll pass it over left side. In the paint, Asinde back outside, a three for Stanton, and she sinks it. UTEP 2 for 2 to start from long range, and they are doubling up Jack State 12-6. Johnson gets around Asinde, cuts in the lane, and her layup is no good. Vidrova comes away with the ball. It was a good move to get open that time, but you got to make the shot. UTEP trying to add to this 6-point lead. Asinde fakes a shot, and she is fouled on the drive by McCoy. And Jack State will have a couple of subs here. First team foul on the Gamecocks and the first personal on Maddie. Maya Barnes and Brooklyn McDaniel check in for Jacksonville State. Johnson and McCoy will get a breather. Thank everybody for joining us on this Thursday night. Here from the Lone Star State. Second matchup in Texas this season for Jacksonville State. Tensai over to Asinde at the free throw line. She'll stop at the elbow. Pass down low to Vidrova. And back outside they go. To Asinde once more, working against Barkley. And another charge drawn. That time she made it pretty easy on the official. That time lowered her shoulder again right into the chest of Asia Barkley and sent her to the deck. Jacksonville State will take back over, down by 6. Halfway through this first period, a 12-6 ball game. Gamecocks trying to cut into the deficit. Elsie over to Brooklyn McDaniel on the right side. She'll find Ison in the corner. Crystal loops around Asinde. A pass to Maya Barnes, who is open in the corner, rings in and out, and rebounded off one hop by UTEP. That time, Petrie came away with it for the Miners. No relation to Rick. Different spelling, same phonetical last name. She's in the paint as Mari Petrie. Senior from Detroit, tries a three, got it. She got a pass back right to the left of the point, and she knocked it down. It's 15-6. UTEP 3 for 3 from deep to begin this ball game. And Elsie Harris drives, her layup off the bottom of the rim, no good. Jogging up the floor, here come the Miners, trying to press some tempo. They give inside to Asinde. Going against Barkley once more. She'll pass outside. Now down low, Aaron Wilson. Back out on the left wing, driving, and a foul is called. That'll go against Elsie Harris. Number 5 had it, that was Delma Zeta, the JUCO transfer from Mozambique. Elsie Harris called for an arm bar as she was trying to stay with her. 6-0 run, couple of three-pointers since Jack State last scored. And now we're good to go with 3:43 to play in this first period. Elsie checks out. Jasmine Spencer comes in for Jacksonville State. Spencer, junior from Bartow, Florida. They give it into Wilson on the wing. She'll spin against McDaniel. Jumper off to the right and rebounded by Spencer. The Gamecocks trying to use their athleticism. They push down the floor, but it's intercepted. Aaron Wilson jumped the pass over to Vidrova and then tipped out of bounds. And they say, okay, they changed the call. It was off Jacksonville State, I believe. It was tipped out by Asia Barkley, who came up from behind Vidrova and knocked it out. And now they do overturn it. That is the right call. Inbound passer is Zeta, and at the last moment she'll find a teammate, and it's stolen. Mariama Sal had it ripped away by Brooklyn McDaniel. Here come the Gamecocks, and then it's pulled away from her by Vidrova, but they'll call a foul on that, and the Gamecocks will take it. Second team foul on UTEP. That was a foul on the floor, so Jasmine Spencer will toss it in at the baseline, trying to end a 4-minute scoreless drought. It goes to McDaniel on the right wing. Now to the left side, it's Spencer. To Eisen, who cut open on the right. Hands it off to McDaniel, sets a screen, tries a three, and just a bit short off the iron. UTEP will take back over with 3 to go in this first period. On the left wing, Zeta's got it. Zeta trying to work against Asia Barkley. She'll pass to a wide open Vidrova, but a line drive three-pointer goes out of bounds. This is one of 2 games going on right now in conference play on the women's side. The other game is a tight one in Las Cruces, 39-38. Liberty leading at New Mexico State, 1:54 to go in the third. In this one, 15-6, UTEP leads, 2.5 to play in the opening period. Brooklyn McDaniel drives into the lane, Euro step, layup, no good, and rebounded by UTEP once again. Jack State 2 of 13 from the field, and no points in the last 4:45. Zeta steps around a defender. She'll pass back on the left to Vidrova. Now this is Petrie with it. Petrie. Size it up, Eisen tries a floater, it's off to the left. Asia Barkley comes away with a rebound. Junior from Anniston hands it off to Samaya Steele, who's checked in to run point. Gives to Eisen, darts around 2 defenders, and again, a missed layup. The plays are there to be made, just not able to, but then Eisen gets a steal, ahead to an open Brooklyn McDaniel, and she draws a shooting foul. Had gotten behind the defender that time, but was fouled by Mari Petrie, so 2 free throws coming up for McDaniel. Brooklyn, the sophomore from Heflin, Alabama, right down the road from Jacksonville, trying to cut into this 15-6 deficit, 1:46 to go in the first period. Jack State hasn't scored in 5.5 minutes. Their only buckets are a pair of three-pointers. And the first one from Brooklyn is short. McDaniel, who's played in every game this year for Jack State, shooting 64% at the line. The former Cleveland County Lady Tiger puts up the second one, and it is good. 15-7 now with 1:46 to go. And Shaquise May comes in for the Gamecocks. The junior from Atlanta will replace Eisen. UTEP back with the ball. Zeta brings it up, the junior college transfer. Gets around Samaya Steele. Has an open lane to the bucket, but tipped out of her hands by Brooklyn McDaniel. And then a foul called on UTEP as they try to rip it back. Heady play that time by Brooklyn. Really the safety that time around. Last line of defense. Reached out and poked it out of her grasp. Gamecocks will have the basketball. That'll be the 5th team foul on UTEP, so free throws coming up for the red and white. I believe it was Samaya Steele that was fouled, and the sophomore from Hazel Green High will head to the free throw line. She is just 8 of 11 from the line this season. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but 73% for the former Alabama State Hornet. And that one rims out. 95 seconds to play in the first period. And the second free throw from Samaya is good. It's 15-8. And the UTEP will throw it in. Petrie into Zeta. Delma Zeta played at New Mexico Junior College. She'll set up shop on the left wing. Finds Petrie, top of the key. She'll step inside the arc, tries a long two. Good. No problem for Mari Petrie. She's got 5 points, and it's 17-8. Really no time for Jack State to find their footing defensively that possession. UTEP attacked quickly. McDaniel, high pass in the corner for Shaquise May. Loop around, now pass to the baseline to Barkley. Beats one defender, layup short. And the defender was right there in her face that time. It was Sal, the junior. 46 seconds to play in the period, 20 on the shot clock. And an open layup and 2 more for UTEP. A bucket that time for Dalmazita. 19-8. Brooklyn McDaniel on the left wing finds Samaya Steele. 20 on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock. McDaniel lost it, passes back over to Samaya. Steele hands off in the corner to May. Queese loops back around, has it ripped out of her grasp, and it's out of bounds off UTEP. Just 8 on the shot clock, though. 14.9 to go in this first period. Got to be quick on this possession. Elsie comes in for Steele. They'll give it in to the redshirt junior as we restart play. Elsie tries a layup. It's out of bounds. Didn't even hit the backboard. And with 10 seconds to go in the first, UTEP will have it. They give it in to Zeta. Now over to number 3, Tensai. She's got it straight away. 3 seconds to go. Hands off to Petrie. She just got the shot off and missed it off the backboard. That'll take us to the second. UTEP leads it through 1, 19-8. Stay with us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Back with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. 19-8 UTEP leads as we start the second period here at the Don Haskins Center. Elsie Harris runs it down the floor for Jack State as we get underway. She'll find Brianna Rhodes, who has a missed mid-range jumper. And UTEP boxes out to get the rebound. It was Jana Sinde who came away with it. Sinde with her second board of the matchup. They go her way inside, off her hand and out of bounds. No, instead caught by Brianna Rhodes. The Gamecocks take over anyway on a turnover. To McDaniel, left side, three-pointer, too short, and UTEP will come away with it once more. Leah Stanton swings it over to Tinsai, left side, the Buffalo transfer. Gives a high pass for Asinde, fakes a jumper, goes into the lane, now passes back out to Stanton, and a 3-second call on Asinde will give it to Jack State.
Here we go, let's go, let's go.
Elsie Harris stops on the right wing. Really nice court here at the Don Haskins Center. She's standing on the outline of a mountain on the far sideline, kind of like UTEP, kind of like FIU, but a lot nicer in my opinion. Shaquise May on the wing, over to Elsie, fakes a drive, over to May once more. 7 on the shot clock. May to Elsie. Harris tries a three, off the rim, but rebounded by Rhodes, who passes back out for Queese. Euro step layup, missed off the backboard. And once more, the Miners come away with the rebound. UTEP goes inside once more and give them 2 more points. Louisa Vidrova right into the heart of that Gamecock defense, and right now Jack State's just got no answer, defense or offensively. McDaniel to Barnes, all the way across the floor to Elsie Harris. Adam Shaquise May, I mean, just feels like we're shooting too many threes. There's a missed three from, or a long two, I guess, from Brianna Rhodes. Outside of McDaniel. Brooklyn trapped in the corner, a three for Harris, too much. Rhodes with another rebound, and no second chance points this time. The layup off the backboard. And UTEP will get a foul, resulting in some free throws here. They go down to the baseline, and they do count the basket. So a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play here. They make the jumper and give a foul to Elsie Harris. Aaliyah Stanton with a chance for a three-point play for the Miners, and it's 23-8. Stanton getting set for the and one. Too much, gets her own rebound, missed the putback, but Shaquise comes away with the ball. That was worrisome. Shaquise, low pass to Samaya Steele, she digs it out, give a pass back to Steele. A tray won't go in, and another rebound for UTEP. My goodness. Jacksonville State's 2 of 25 from the field tonight. And another shot falls for Mari Petrie. She's got 7. 6:39 to go until halftime, 25-8 UTEP. Samaya Steele takes it past half court, and timeout is taken by Jack State. We'll take it with them. 17-point lead for UTEP here in the first half. 6:34 to play until halftime. UTEP leads 25-8. Jacksonville State trying to cut into the deficit here. It's Samaya Steele who brings it up. She'll give down low to Brianna Rhodes. Baseline jumper, good. And the Gamecocks knock down a shot here in the second period. It's 25-10. Looking for a stop here as the Miners have the ball. Aaliyah Stanton stops on the right wing. She's got 5 points so far. Samaya Steele guarding her tightly. Three-pointer up and off the side of the backboard, but it's a pass to Asinde, who draws a shooting foul. Nearly had a chance for an and one as that one just went in and out. And a couple of free throws coming up for Asinde. Asinde, 6'2" from Uganda. Senior who's transferred in from Wichita State. Was a solid player for the Shockers, but has been incredible this year for UTEP. So far, she's got 2 points, 5 rebounds. First free throw is off to the right. She is the defending Conference USA Player of the Week. Had 2 big games last week for UTEP against Sam Houston and La Tech. They went 1-1 in those games, and she's going to make one and miss one this trip to the line. 26-10 with 6 to go until halftime. UTEP leads it. Swinging in the corner for Madison McCoy. All the way to the right side, a three from May. And Shaquise had too much on it, off the rim. Under 6 to go, layup on the other end, hangs on the rim and falls off. They tried for some quick points, didn't get it. Jack State comes away with the rebound. McCoy all the way, layup good. Madison, first points of this matchup. Correction, she had that three-pointer in the first period. She's got 5 now, a team high. It's 26-12, a 2-touchdown ball game. Stanton over to Petrie on the left side. Now in the paint to Asinde. Spin around jumper. Good. And a foul. Brianna Rhodes can't believe they got her for the foul that time. So Asinde back to the line where she's 1 for 2 so far. Asinde on the year, a 69% free throw shooter. She shoots 46% from the field. And trying to make it a 17-point game, she will. 29-12 after the free throw, with 5:15 to go until halftime. UTEP with their biggest lead so far. Crystal Ison on the right side. Passes back to the left, a three for Rachel Johnson. Too much again, just barely missing these shots right now. Halfway through the second period, and another layup goes for the Miners. Just speed that time. Delma Zita worked her way behind the defense, and they couldn't stop her. Steele over to McCoy, now back to Samaya. In the corner, a pass to Crystal Ison. She'll dribble around, take it to the right wing. 14 on the shot clock, guarded tightly by a trio of Miners. Top of the key now left side, Johnson down low. Brianna Rhodes had a step. Spin around jumper, no good. And out of bounds off of Jacksonville State. That could have been a foul. UTEP ball, they lead 31-12. 4:29 to go in the second period. Since we've already had the timeout, no media timeout here. And Jane Asinde will toss it in for UTEP. A bounce pass into Zita. Zita, a junior from Maputo in Mozambique. Crosses the timeline. Gets a screen from Asinde. Steps to the right. Lobs in the corner for Aaron Wilson, who attacks. Layup. No good, but a charge is called. And that'll be another offensive foul drawn by this Gamecock defense. Elsie Harris standing straight away. She'll go right side. A pass to Johnson. Crystal Ison on the wing. Lost the ball altogether, and it sails out of bounds. She leapt in the air. Looks like she was going to try to pass it away and just couldn't get a good grip that time. 3:58 to play until halftime. UTEP up by 19. Miners right now shooting 57% from the field. Jack State 14%. And Jane Asinde Gets back in the score sheet, her third bucket. Driving layup for the 6'2" forward. It's 33-12. She's got a game-high 8 points. Elsie Harris, a pass in the corner for Maya Barnes. Now back to Elsie, Euro step to Barnes once again for three. In and out, rebound, put back, good by Brianna Rhodes. Rhodes with some second chance points that time, and it's back to a 19-point game, 33-14. Zeta drives inside against Elsie, and a foul called at the end of the play on Harris. No, they're going to get Brianna Rhodes. Somehow Brianna Mustard caught her arm at the end of the play, and she'll likely take a seat for the final 3 minutes of this half as she gets her second foul. So Zeta at the line for two, as that's ruled a shooting foul. Zeta with 4 points. First trip to the line tonight, she makes her first free throw. Zeta on the season just 14 of 26 at the line, which is right around 54%. And she got both. Back to a 21-point lead, a football score here, 35-14, with 3 to go until halftime. Harris dribbling around, she's guarded by Zanae Thompson. Elsie gets a pass back in the paint, she'll spin, try a jumper, it's off to the right. Ball on the floor, and it's out of bounds off of Jack State. While the Gamecocks have struggled to shoot in this game, they're 5 of 32. They've also struggled getting rebounds. UTEP with 25 boards, Jack State with just 12 so far. Some work to do as we look towards the second half. Still 2:42 to play in this first half, though. Zeta passes over to Sinde at the elbow. Wichita State transfer passes back out to Zeta. A screen from Sinde, she'll just pull up. Her three didn't miss by too much, but rebounded by Erin Wilson of UTEP. Over to Mari Petrie, a tray. In and out, and rebounded by Rachel Johnson. Gamecocks in transition, ahead to Barnes, now to Johnson. Right side, Ison. Spinning with Petrie in her face. Tipped from behind and stolen. And Crystal comes away holding her arm. Delma Zeta might have got away with one right there. And with 2 minutes to go here in the first half, Zeta stands in front of Elsie Harris at the timeline. Over to Petrie, and she lost it out of her hands. Ripped by Maya Barnes. Down the floor to Ison, and Crystal with an open layup to make it 35-16. Crystal with her first bucket of the day. 19-point difference with 1:40 to go. UTEP trying to add some more points before they head to the locker room here. It's Zeta who got around Elsie, and her runner's good. Delma Zeta has been phenomenal in this first half. Didn't play much of a scoring role, if I remember correctly, in the first game between these two teams, but already 8 points and 2 rebounds in this first half. Nearly a steal there by Thompson. Crystal Ison guarded heavily by Erin Wilson. Back to Ison, a three from the wing. In and out, rebounded by UTEP. Zanae Thompson gives ahead to Sinde. Got around, open lane to the hoop, 39-16. I mean, defense was just out of position that time. Biggest lead so far for UTEP, 23 points. And 22 seconds between the game and shot clocks. Elsie Harris at the elbow. She'll retreat on the wing. Now over to Ison. Crystal pulls up. 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Erin Wilson of UTEP. Over to Zeta, who brings it up down the left side. Shot clock still live by about half a second. But they're not going to slow it down any. Zeta, reverse layup, got it. She's got 10, and it's 41-16. Gamecocks can hold off for a last shot here. It's Elsie Harris straight away. Steps inside, finds Ison on the wing. Crystal loops around, takes it in, 1 on the shot clock, and the layup is good. On the game clock, I should have said. But she beats the buzzer and takes us to the locker room. But it's a commanding lead here at the break for UTEP, 41-18. That was a tough start for Jack State. We'll do this. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with some halftime stats and analysis, and we'll take a look at the other games going on in Conference USA tonight. But here at the break in El Paso, UTEP leads at 41-18. And we're back with you here at halftime in El Paso. UTEP leads it 41-18 at the break. Jacksonville State obviously not off to the best start here in this Conference USA affair at the Don Haskins Center and trailing big at halftime. Gamecocks in that first half shot just 7 of 36 from the field, which is 19%. Went 2 of 18 from deep, which is 11%. They made 2 of their 4 free throws. And all in all, you look at these halftime stats, I mean, just 3 turnovers in the first half by Jack State. You'll take that all season because we've known how big the turnover struggles have been for the Gamecocks at times, but they've allowed far too many shots to fall for UTEP, and none of them are falling for them here in the Sun City right now. Looking at scoring in the first half for the Miners, leading scorer, or for the Gamecocks rather, leading scorer for Jack State's Madison McCoy. She's got 5 points. Did get a couple of personal fouls in that first half, though, so she only played 7 minutes. We'll see if she can stay out of foul trouble in the second half. She had a 3-pointer early that was one of just 2 buckets that Jacksonville State had in the first 10 minutes. Brianna Rhodes with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Crystal Eisen with 4 points and an assist in the first half. Rachel Johnson made a 3-pointer, and Samaya Steele and Brooklyn McDaniel each made 1 free throw in the first half of play. For UTEP, they've already got 2 players in double figures. Delma Zita and Jana Sinde, 10 points each, and here at the half, they are outscoring Jacksonville State as a team. 7 points for Luis Vidrova. She's got 2 rebounds. Mari Petru with 7 points and a couple of boards. 5 points in the first half and 3 rebounds for Aaliyah Stanton, and then 2 points and 5 boards for Aaron Wilson in the first half for UTEP. They're shooting 59% from the field. They've knocked down 3 of their 8 3-point attempts. They are also cleaning the boards right now. 29 rebounds, just 13 for Jacksonville State. So many areas to clean up as we look ahead to the second half. Still about 5 minutes away from the start of the third period. We'll do this, we'll break away, and we'll come back in just a bit with the second half here on the Gamecock Sports Network. At the break, UTEP leads at 41-18. Back with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. UTEP ball as we start the second half of play. They lead Jack State 41-18. Pass left side corner. It goes to Tensai, junior from Roseville, Minnesota, excuse me. Now down to the baseline. Jana Sinde almost has it lost. Passes, and it's stolen. Rachel Johnson stepped in the passing lane. She'll walk it down the floor for Jacksonville State. Gamecocks in the first half with just 7 field goals made, 7 of 36, 19% from the field, which is not exactly what they were hoping for coming in. We'll see if that improves here in the second half. Elsie Harris steps inside, spins in the paint, kicks it in the corner. A 3 for Crystal off the rim and out of bounds off Jacksonville State. Brianna Rhodes couldn't reel it in that time, and with 9:06 to go in this third quarter, it goes back to the Miners. I want to thank everybody for listening in on this Thursday evening here at the Don Haskins Center in El Paso. Lisa Vedrova, top of the key. She'll pass left side to Erin Wilson. Wilson back to Vedrova. It's tipped, but she gets it back. Brianna Rhodes there defending. Now it's ripped out of her hands. Another steal for Rachel. Rachel over to Elsie Harris. Jumper good. Elsie with 2 more to make it 41-20. 8.5 to play in this third quarter. They pass inside for a Sinde. Going up against McCoy. She'll spin, create some space, and miss her shot. Tipped around twice at the baseline. Madison McCoy grabs that board and passes it down the floor to Harris. Elsie in the corner, a 3 for Rachel, yes! Rachel Johnson with her second 3-pointer of the night, and it's 41-23. We saw her come alive in the third quarter on Saturday, had 5 3-pointers. Can the same thing happen here tonight? Almost another steal. It was tipped out of bounds by Crystal Eisen as UTEP was bringing it down the court. This is a rowdy crowd here in UTEP. They were yelling the name of everybody at halftime, just messing with anyone that they could as a defensive foul is called on Jacksonville State. Rachel gets tagged with a foul. Shooting foul, so 2 free throws coming up for Jana Sinde. Had 10 points in the first half, 5 rebounds. Was 2 for 3 at the line. The first one from a Sinde, up and in. 42-23, back to a 19-point lead. UTEP led by as many as 25 in that first half. And they'll make it a 20-point lead, 43-23. Harris crosses half court. Will set up shop just near the left wing. Now walk it over to the top of the key. Swings a pass right side for Eisen. Crystal in the corner to Rhodes. Brianna, pass back to Elsie. Now to Rachel, another 3, another make. Rachel Johnson trying to heat up a bit. And the Gamecocks have their 10th field goal of the night, 43-26. Looking to get a stop this time around, though, as Aaliyah Stanton stops on the right side. Passing back to the left, Erin Wilson will drive for the Miners. Tries a mid-range jumper and misses it off the rim. Eisen had the rebound initially, but pulled away by a Sinde, and she is fouled trying for 2. Or actually, she might have gotten it off to Erin Wilson, who was fouled. Nevertheless, free throws for the Miners. Erin Wilson heads to the line for the first time in this game. Wilson, a 5'10" senior guard from Auburndale, Florida, was fouled by McCoy that time. And Madison will check out with her 3rd personal. Wilson, 77% free throw shooter this season, has made 87 free throws, which is 2nd best on the team behind a Sinde. The first one from the Jacksonville transfer is up and good. 44-26. Second freebie from Wilson is in there. 2 for 2. The Gamecocks trail by 19. It's 45-26. Elsie Harris running point still for Jack State. Passes to Johnson, now inside for Brianna Rhodes. Spin around layup goes in. Perfect touch off the glass that time by the junior from Montgomery. And it's 45-28. Driving in is Stanton, and a charge is called. Perfect job drawing it up by Crystal Ison. Had the feet set that time all the way. And Stanton will check out. Stanton picks up her second personal. And that is the first team foul in the third on UTEP. Elsie looking for a passer. She'll find Ison. Now in the corner, Maya Barnes tries the three, and it was blocked by Ascende. UTEP grabs it. Maury Petrie came out of the scram with it. Takes it down the floor. Layup no good, too short. Rachel Johnson grabs the board. 2-on-1. Rachel fakes a three, passes under the bucket for Elsie Harris, who hits the layup. Was just trailing wide open right underneath the basket. Rachel faked that three. Found Elsie instead, and it's 45-30. They have cut it to a 15-point game here in the third quarter. Trying for more here, and a turnover. Loose ball, Rachel Johnson picks it up. Rachel with her second steal, the 8th steal for the Gamecocks. Ison to Harris. Elsie goes back to the left, crosses up a defender, jumper off the rim, held up forever before falling off. 5:30 to go in the third quarter. UTEP up by 15 points, and they've got the ball now. That is Delma Zeta who's got it for them. 10 points in the first half. Gives to Aaron Wilson, now to Maury Petrie. Quick passing game over to Tinsai, left side. Everybody's touched it. Back out, Zeta. Now to Ascende at the free throw line. 5 on the shot clock, and a charge. She leapt in the air, tried for a layup, but took down the defender. And the Gamecocks get it back on the 14th turnover of the day for UTEP. Gamecocks, conversely, have only turned it over 4 times. Samaya Steele checks in for Jacksonville State, the first-year Gamecock, sophomore out of Meridianville, Alabama. Brings it right side, hands off to Ison. In the paint, here's Asia Barkley. She's trapped. Passes to Crystal, now left side to Maya. Back to Crystal with 8 on the shot clock. Drives in, layup, spins off the glass. 45-32. Gamecocks continuing to put the pedal to the metal, and timeout taken by UTEP. We'll step aside with them. 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Jack State trails now just 45-32. Coming back out of the timeout here in the third quarter, Jacksonville State looking good to start the second half. Gamecocks trailing 45-32, gave us an extra point there. 14-4 run to start the second half for Jack State, as they trailed big at halftime. Looking for another stop here, UTEP finds Delmazita straight away. Passes right wing for Aaron Wilson. Senior from Florida, goes to Ascende at the elbow, now inside. UTEP to Petrie. Should have been a 3-second call. Back outside, jumper at the horn. It's in. Shot clock winding down, and Ivane Tinsai hits a mid-range shot, 47-32, but I think they missed that 3-second call. Rachel Johnson takes it down the floor, misses an open layup, and UTEP gets the rebound. UTEP goes down to the baseline, jumper from Petrie, good. 17-point game in this third quarter in El Paso. 3:35 to play. Gamecocks get around the press this time. They go far sideline for Johnson. Now to Samaya Steele, and they'll start the play. Samaya walks it over to the right wing, and now the rotation starts inside for Jacksonville State. Steele toward the left wing. 6 on the shot clock, pushes to the right to Eisen. Drives against Wilson, kicks it out, a 3 from Rachel. Shot clock violation as it hit off the backboard. 3:08 to go in the third, and that'll take us to the media timeout. 17-point ball game here in El Paso. Jack State trails 49-32. Coming out of this media timeout, Jacksonville State trails 49-32 3:06 and ticking in the third quarter as the Miners pass it in to Delma Zeta, the point guard. Florida General turned big-time scorer tonight, swings it over to Wilson. Now back top of the key to Petrie, and they find Zeta once again. She'll walk it around to the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock as they go for Wilson on the right wing. Motions around to the left side. Passes to Asinde off her hand. She saves it from going out of bounds, but she's not able to. Saved it initially, but nobody could get to it on the pass back. Jacksonville State will have it down by 17. 2:40 to go in this third quarter. Got off to a 14-4 run to start the second half, but have not scored in the last 2 minutes. And Samaya Steele's got it for the Gamecocks. They pass left corner. Putting up a three is Crystal Ison. No good. Crystal struggling from beyond the arc. She's 0 for 5 tonight. Now, man defense tight on Mari Petrie. They just move away, leave her wide open. Jumper no good. And rebounded by Samaya Steele. It worked out that time. Ison escapes down the floor and then lost it right to Asinde. 2:03 to go here in the third quarter. Zeta walks it to the left wing. In no hurry is this Miner team. Over to Asinde in the paint. She lost it. Another turnover in this second half. To Crystal Ison all the way. Layup blocked from behind by Petrie. Over to Maya Barnes, a three, no good. And Brooklyn McDaniel initially had the offensive board, but then lost it off her foot. And UTEP comes away with it. Driving in, layup no good, but a foul called, and that'll send Zeta to the line.
Foul number 13, Crystal Ison.
Ison called for a foul. She'll check out. Shaquise May comes in. Third team foul on the Gamecocks here in quarter number 3, and the first personal on Crystal. 2 free throws here for Zeta, who's 2 for 2, and too much on that one. Second free throw from Zeta. Off to the right, rebounded by Asia Barkley. Gamecocks get it. It's Samaya Steele across half court. Still a 17-point difference, but Jack State's not scored in 3.5 minutes now. Neither is UTEP in the last 2.5. McDaniel, high pass in the corner. Maya Barnes, long ball off the front of the rim, rebounded by Shaquise May. Got to it that time, steps around in the lane. She'll hang on to it. Gives in the corner to McDaniel. Brooklyn back to May, was open for a three, didn't take it. 10 on the shot clock, 50 in the game, in this third quarter, I should say. Shaquise took it into the heart of the defense and called for a charge. Would have hit the layup, if not for that. But instead, a turnover to give it to the Miners with 47.6 to go in this third quarter. And Shaquise comes away holding her left side after a tough tumble on that charge. Miners give it in to Zeta once more, who's going to bring it up. Quick pass to Tinsai, now to Petrie straight away. To the right side, it's Zeta. Under 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. Zeta to Petrie straight away. She'll attack, now step back. Now drive against Barnes. Layup, too short. Tipped and rebounded by them. And then a block. Trying for a putback. Let's see, one set of block, one set of charge. And they're going to take away the shot and call a charge on it. And you hear the Boo Birds come out here at the Don Haskins Center after that. Asia Barkley was the one that got hit hard. Asia's trying to stay in the game, but I think Bree Rhodes is going to come in to replace her. They're going to step aside and take a look at this play. We'll take a timeout with them. 49-32 Miners, 19.8 to go in the third. 19.8 seconds to go. The call of a charge is upheld. That is a turnover on Aaron Wilson of UTEP. Jacksonville State then turns it over on the inbound. It's stolen by Mari Petrie. A three-pointer is good for Tensai. Coming down the floor, a three at the horn, in and out, no good for Shaquise May. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter here in El Paso. 20-point game at the end of three, 52-32. Jacksonville State down here at UTEP. Start of the fourth quarter here in El Paso, 52-32. UTEP leads Jacksonville State here on the Gamecocks Sports Network on this Thursday night in the Lone Star State. Madison McCoy gives it into Elsie Harris. We are underway here in the third quarter. Elsie goes to the right wing to Shaquise May. Now back to Elsie, top of the key. Redshirt junior tries a long two. It's too short, and UTEP boxes out to get the rebound. Racing over to grab that was Zeta. Zeta with 10 points and now 3 rebounds in this game. Nobody yet with a double-double, although Cinde's 5 rebounds away, but she is not on the floor to start the fourth. 20-point game, 52-32. They are slowing down the pace mightily here as they find Petrie on the right side. Mari Petrie tries a three. Too much off the rim and rebounded by Madison McCoy, who is guarding her. Passes over to Elsie Harris, who's running point. On the left wing, she'll find Brooklyn McDaniel. Back to Harris, near sideline. Harris to McCoy, baseline jumper off the iron, tipped and rebounded by them. Delma Zeta got it. Under 9 to play. Layup on the other end goes. Zeta goes coast to coast, and it's 54-32. Elsie Harris passes half court, and timeout is taken by Coach Petrie. will step aside as well. 8:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Media timeout. UTEP leads at 54-32. Eight minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this Conference USA clash at the Don Haskins Center on the campus of the University of Texas at El Paso. UTEP leads at 54-32 over the Gamecocks. And Jack State will toss it in to Elsie Harris as we get back underway out of the media timeout. Elsie, the JUCO transfer, comes near side to a fellow JUCO product, Crystal Eisen. Eisen to McCoy on the right wing. McCoy, left side, a three for Harris. No good off the glass, rather just short of the glass, rebounded by UTEP. Down the floor, here come the Miners. It's Tinsai on the left wing. Walking it back to the right side. They find Aaron Wilson, the Jacksonville transfer. Inside the arc, pass to Tinsai. Slowing down the tempo in this game, up 22 in the fourth. Long two for Petrie, no good. Rattled around and went down, excuse me there, 57-32. Another shot goes in. At this point, you just got to expect them to be made by UTEP. They've made 55% of their shots. Initially thought that shot would not go, but I guess the second chance off the rim went in. Crystal Eisen on the far sideline, putting up a three is McCoy, no good. Rebound lost out of bounds by UTEP. 25-point difference with 7:31 to go. Biggest lead of the game for UTEP. Tossed it in overhead to McCoy. Hand off to Eisen, left side drive, layup no good, and rebounded by the Miners. Mari Petrie came away with it. Bounce pass to number 5, Zeta. Delma Zeta knocks down Crystal Eisen. They call a block, count the bucket, and a chance for a three-point play. Mentioned that Jacksonville State's men's team lost to UTEP 72-65 in the other game featuring Conference USA women's teams tonight. Liberty held off New Mexico State at the very end 60-56, and we will see the Aggies on Saturday in Las Cruces. Liberty's men leading New Mexico State right now 57-46 in Virginia, as the and one is no good from Zeta. The Gamecocks grab the ball. Samaya Steele takes it down to the left wing. Bring it back to the right side. Finds Johnson, back to Steele. Here's Eisen on the right side. Vidrova guarding her tightly. And her pass is stolen. Eisen tried to find McCoy. It was stolen by Jana Sinde. And then a reaching in on Crystal as they brought it up the floor. Just under 7 minutes to go in this one. Jacksonville State down 27. Mentioned that the Gamecocks will play Saturday at New Mexico State. That game will tip off at 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. local time here in the Mountain Time Zone. And we'll be back home next Saturday to host Sam Houston for Senior Day, the last regular season game before making the short trip to Huntsville the following week for the conference tourney. UTEP, meanwhile, will host Liberty this coming Saturday, and then next week they have a midweek, their final game at FIU. They're going to send both teams back to their benches. I think they're taking a look at this play for some reason. So we'll step aside momentarily. 6:53 left. Miners on top, 59-32. So not sure what we took another look at, but nevertheless, the possession arrow stays the same here. That was just a personal foul on Crystal Eisen, and UTEP's got it. Mari Petrie gives it over to Delma Zeta, who stands at the edge of the logo at midcourt. Zeta walks it to the right wing, now passes to Vidrova, top of the key. Inside for Jana Sinde. She's double-teamed, ball on the floor, picks it back up, gives outside to Zeta, 5 on the shot clock. Her runner is good. Delma Zeta with 2 more. She's got a game-high 16. She's 7 of 8 from the field, and it's 61-32. On the opposite end, though, Jack State with another 3-pointer to cut into the deficit a bit. Couldn't tell who that was. It was so quick. Tell you as soon as we find out. Kind of view from the broadcast table is a bit obstructed on that direction as Mari Petrie adds 2 more. Layup good. It was Rachel Johnson who had sank that 3-pointer for Jack State, her 4th of the evening. And now another stoppage of play as they're going to take a look at something else. 6:02 left. It's a 26-point game, 61-35. They're stopping the game every other possession, it seems like. Don't know what we're doing here. I guess something wrong with the clock. UTEP has hit their last 5 shots. They're outscoring Jack State 11-3 in this 4th quarter. 63-35, your score. Finally, they added the points on the board, so a 28-point game, rather. And Gamecocks looking to get another bucket here. It's McCoy over to Brianna Rhodes. Jumper at the elbow, too short. Tipped, rebounded by Madison McCoy. She'll restart the play, dribble it out, find Rachel Johnson. Underneath, wide open was Rhodes. Layup, no good, but she's fouled. Tried to get a chance for an and one that time, but the shot went in and out. So Brianna Rhodes heads to the free throw line for 2. Bree, the team's leading scorer and rebounder. Bit of a pedestrian night by her standards. 6 points, 3 rebounds. Rhodes, 63% free throw shooter. Mari Petrie checks out for UTEP. Gets a big ovation. She's had a big night. 14 points off the bench. And the free throw from Brianna Rhodes, first of 2, is off to the left. Gamecocks just 2 of 5 from the line in this game. UTEP 8 of 13. Second free throw from Brianna is good. 63-36, 5:40 remaining. Delmazita up the court for the Miners. To the left side, she'll find Aaron Wilson. Now back to the right to her teammate number 3, that is Tensai. Lobs inside for a Sinde, spinning, shot off the glass, no good. And caught by Rachel Johnson off the rim. Rachel down the floor in transition, goes for Ison in the corner. Crystal spins away from a Sinde in the paint, a bounce pass to Brianna. Double teamed and a charge. No arguing that one. Just barreled over a Sinde that time, and Asia Barkley will replace Brianna Rhodes. Rhodes with her second personal. Asia Barkley back in. 5 minutes to go. Delmazita crosses half court, gives to a Sinde top of the key. Now on the right sideline, they go for Tensai. Zita getting a screen from Vedrova. 4:42 to go, 9 on the shot clock. Tipped, stolen, bad pass. Rachel Johnson makes him pay with the steal. She'll stop on the left wing, try a 3, knock it down. Rachel with 15 points, most by anybody wearing a Jack State uni today. 63-39. Steal and a score on the opposite end by Rachel. She's had a productive game, 5 3-pointers. UTEP dribbling it over to the left side. Vedrova with a 3 in response. Got it. It's been that kind of night. Anything you can do, I can do better. 66-39 with 4 to go. Ison over to Maddie McCoy, 3 on the wing. Off the rim. Aaron Wilson boxes out Barkley to get the rebound. She'll take it coast to coast and is fouled by McCoy under the basket. Excuse me, that is Samaya Steele who had fouled her. Nope, it was McCoy. Had it right the first time. That'll be the 4th team foul on Jacksonville State here in this 4th quarter. And Barnes will give Maddie McCoy a seat. She's got her 4th personal. Two free throws for Aaron Wilson. The tall guard for UTEP's got 4 points, 8 rebounds. Make it 5 points. First one is good. 67-39. Wilson set for the second. The hush goes over the gym, and she makes both of them. Off the back of the rim, goes up, goes in. 29-point game. Samaya Steele stands on the far side at the edge of the mountains on the court. Passing in the lane for Maya, spins against a Sinde and a foul. And the game crawls on with 3:32 to go. Maya Barnes in this game. No points, 0 for 5 from the field, but makes her first free throw. Maya, the JUCO transfer from Shelton State. 69% free throw shooter, got both of them. And the Gamecocks have 41 now, it's 68-41. UTEP gives it in. This is Aaliyah Stanton back in the game to bring it up. To Aaron Wilson on the near side with 3.5 to play. Back to Stanton to the right of the key. Now to Petrie on the right wing. That's what we've seen most of this second half, just running down the shot clock till they find an open shot. Vedrova Posting up against Asia Barkley. Passes back out. A three for Stanton. Too short off the rim and caught by Asia Barkley. In the corner, a three for Rachel Johnson. Misses off the rim and backboard. UTEP grabs the board. Erin Wilson brings it up. Almost lost her footing going up against Ison. She'll pass it out to the point guard, Stanton. Stanton with 5 points in this game, 3 rebounds. Over to Mari Petrie. He's got 14. Sidesteps a defender, tries a three, and it's airballed out of bounds. With 2:35 left, Jacksonville State will get the ball back. Tinsai comes in for UTEP, as does number 12, the freshman, Aspen Salazar. Getting some playing time against the Gamecocks, and Crystal Ison is fouled by Salazar. Salazar, a freshman from Las Cruces, played at Centennial High School out in New Mexico, and now they'll bring out Erin Wilson for presumably the last time. Zane Thompson in. Inbound pass to Maya Barnes, a handoff on the wing for Ison. Crystal got an open lane, layup good. Crystal with 8 points now, and it's 68-43. 2:12 and ticking in this game. Stanton past the half-court logo. Over to Thompson on the right wing. And now to Salazar, the freshman. Left side to Salazar, or rather to Petrie. Great pass, leaning Zane Thompson to the basket, but missed the layup. Rebounded by Jacksonville State. Down the floor, Ison to Johnson. Three for Rachel, off the rim. Petrie with the rebound for UTEP. Pass ahead to Zane Thompson. Over to Petrie, and they'll slow it down again. Under 95 seconds to play, and a steal for Crystal Ison. Rolls it to Rachel. Down the floor to Maya Barnes. Ahead to Asia Barkley, layup goes. And timeout taken by Jacksonville State. 1:26 to go, 68-45. We'll take it with them. Gamecocks down 23 late. Eden Sample checks in the game for Jacksonville State. UTEP brings in number 4, Beyonce Powell. Reserves in for the final 90 seconds. Jack State trails 68-45. They give it to the freshman, Aspen Salazar, to do the Miners. Back left side for Zane Thompson. Pass down low. This is Mariama Sow. Spins away from Barkley and has it ripped away, but first to travel. Either way, it was going to be a turnover as Crystal Ison had pulled it away from her. Now the Gamecocks trying to add to this 6-0 scoring run with 1:12 remaining. Eden Sample playing in her 3rd game as a Gamecock. Redshirt sophomore from Gwinnett County, Georgia. Steal to Ison on the right wing. Walks it over to the left. Drives inside, gives to Eden, puts up a 3, and in off the backboard. Eden Sample with a long ball at 68-48. Good for Eden, getting in the game and getting some points. Her first points as a Gamecock. Congratulations to her. Now UTEP back with it. Aspen Salazar working against Maya Barnes. Drives in, layup good. And their freshman with some points, 70-48. Steele down the floor, another three for Eden. Just off the rim and rebounded by Maya Barnes. Passes back out, a three for Samaya. This one off the rim as well and rebounded by Asia Barkley. Over to Eden, now to Crystal. Ison drives it in, backs it up and lost the ball. Ripped away and stolen by Powell. Shot clock is off and that can do it. Ison still playing man defense here with no time left. Aaliyah Stanton gets away from her, and that'll do it. Jack State's going to fall 70-48. Gamecocks will fall to 10-16 on the year, 5-9 in conference play. And they will stay in a tough spot when it comes to conference seeding. We'll talk about all that as we look ahead to Saturday and have more information on how everybody else is doing. But here in our first ever trip to El Paso, Jacksonville State falls 70-48. Be back at it on Saturday against on Saturday against New Mexico State on the road. Game will start at 3 p.m. Central Time here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Head coach Rick Petrie joining us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Coach, a tough loss tonight. Just thoughts on this matchup against UTEP?
Well, I think
if anybody came to this game, they'd wonder how in the heck did UTEP lose to Jacksonville State the first time. UTEP was, they came out with more focus, more passion, more energy to start the game. We talked with our team about what they needed to bring today, and they didn't bring it. The only bright spot was I thought we started the second half well. We erased 10 points off the lead to start the second half, but it's just difficult to overcome when you can't shoot it. And this team just right now we've only got one person who plays regular minutes that has demonstrated the ability to make a perimeter shot. And it's, they're playing a zone the whole time, and we just, we could not make any shots. We did a better job of offensive rebounding in the second half, but not good enough. That was going to be the best way for us to have a chance to get the ball near the goal, and we just didn't do it. So, who knows? Who knows what this group does going forward? I really, from one game to the next, I got absolutely no idea. And so I can just tell you I have absolutely no idea what comes next.
Well, Coach, I know you mentioned the energy, the effort early in the game was a struggle in this one. Is that the biggest thing that you want to see moving forward into Saturday against New Mexico State from this bunch?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it wasn't just, it was the energy, it's the lack of focus. I mean, we made 8 defensive errors in the first 3 minutes of the game. Those are errors things that we work on specifically, and we made 8 errors in the first 3 minutes. That just goes to show you our kids weren't focused. Or, and it's not that they didn't, and this is the problem, and it's one of the things that I talk about. I'm not saying that our kids didn't want to win, but the other team wants to win too. So you have to want to win more than they do when it's a competitive matchup. And we didn't want to win nearly as badly as UTEP wanted to win today. It wasn't close. And like I said, with the exception of the start of the second half, I thought the start of the second half we had the right energy, and then unfortunately made a couple of substitutions and lost somebody, and then we miss a basket close, and the benefits we had created for ourselves were extinguished. So who knows? I don't know what happens for us next. We have one day to prep for New Mexico State. It's a revenge game for them too. hopefully we can avoid what happened tonight in Las Cruces, because they got good players too, and they're in their home court, and I think it's their senior day. So we'll see what our team brings.
Coach, we appreciate the time.
Thanks.
We'll see you on Saturday. That was head coach Rick Petrie joining us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Your final score in this one, Jack State falls 70-48. Rachel Johnson, the only scorer in double figures with 15 points and 6 rebounds. Crystal Eisen adds 8 points and a couple of assists in this game. Brianna Rhodes with 7 and 3, but not nearly enough as Jack State falls. A revenge game for sure for UTEP, 70-48. And we will see what is in store on Saturday against New Mexico State. We'll make the 45-minute or so trip to Las Cruces to take on the Aggies at 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. local time in Las Cruces. For everybody with Jacksonville State women's basketball and everybody with Jack State athletics, Logan Maddox signing off. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. Your final score here in El Paso, UTEP 70, Jack State 48.